For a little while, people had been wondering what Harry Reid was going to say about the Iran deal. They were wondering what his position was going to be in light of Chuck Schumer coming out against it. Bob Menendez has come out against it. Harry Reid, pretty hawkish on Israel, relatively hawkish on the Middle East, though not that foreign policy oriented, and extremely loyal to the president. And he's come out over the weekend and made it clear that he absolutely supports the deal. He supported it for several weeks, but wanted to have an opportunity to talk it out with some people in Nevada. And also, I think, reading between the lines, or maybe not even so much reading between the lines, develop some sort of game plan and strategy with the White House. So not only is he supporting it, he's on board and he's going to use his political capital to push it. This is what he told reporters. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that this deal stands. And he went out to say that he'll be whipping it and that this is the, quote, the best way to keep, the only way to keep Iran from getting a nuclear weapon, which is exactly right. There's no doubt, again, that this deal is not only not a gimme to Iran. This is the difference between a year to develop capacity versus a matter of days. This is the difference between global inspections versus no inspections. This is the difference between a security arrangement which allows not only a good deal to go forward, but also the possibility of greater coordination and synchronization on dealing with ISIS and really what the sort of prime global threats are in the Middle East. And frankly, maybe, just maybe, Iran has backed Bashar al-Assad to the hilt, who has continued, I might add, killing more civilians than even IS. So as he's dropped off of the radar, he's still committing extraordinary and grotesque war crimes and human rights abuses, and Iran has supported him. Maybe there's an opportunity, though, to engage Iran more in that broader process as well, and maybe possibly bring pressure to Assad. So it's great to hear that Harry Reid is backing this. And that is all in light of, and I'll just mention this, over the weekend in Israel, excerpts of Ehud Barak's book and tape recordings are coming out to coincide with a new autobiography he's written. Ehud Barak was the prime minister of Israel in the late 1990s and actually did, was involved in a peace process. He later on was defense minister under Ehud Olmert and Bibi Netanyahu, and it's been clear as a result of information that's been released around his book, including tape recordings in Israel, that it wasn't a myth that Israel was considering an attack on Iran in 2012. In fact, Barak wanted to do it. Bibi was strongly considering it, and they were held back by the right-wing members of their parliament, of their cabinet, which is fascinating. And again, some of these same national security realist types that we talk about in Israel a lot, that's who held them back. And Juan Cole's speculation is that part of these things that have been declassified, that basically the Israeli sort of national security state has allowed to emerge in public, because Barak is promoting a book, and he certainly it might be helpful for him if he wanted to, as an example, lead the Labor Party again, to know that he badmouthed Netanyahu, which he certainly did badmouth Netanyahu a lot. It's not quite clear that he wanted sensitive conversations with high-level planning around an incredibly reckless and irresponsible attack on Iran to come out. But Juan Cole's speculation is that the reason, in some respects, that this is being released is that in the Israeli security establishment, there is real support for this Iran deal, or at the very least acquiescence, and they see it as a good deal, and they're disturbed by how much Bibi is alienating a significant portion of America and undermining President Obama. Knowing that he was this close to this reckless plan undermines even more, if it needed any more undermining, everything he says about the deal today. So that's interesting to bear in mind.